Okay, friends, time for Chapter 8, Cousin Coincidence. Rosie was right. Fudge loved the gift shop. Everything in sight had a money motif. Everything. Shirts, socks, ties, pencils, notepads, snow globes, you name it, it was done up as money. This is better than the tour, Fudge sang, racing all around. He was fascinated by a 5-pound bag of shredded money containing a minimum of $10,000. You could buy it for $45. Pete, look, $10,000 all in one little bag. Yeah, but it's shredded, so it's totally useless. I could try to glue it back together. Then we could buy every toy in the world. Even if you could glue it back together, it'd be counterfeit, I told him. If you tried to use it, you'd go to jail. Anyway, Dad said, $45 is way too much to spend. How about a $5 bag instead, the clerk suggested, holding one up. Fudge liked that idea. I'll get one for me and one for Richie. Richie Riches doesn't need shredded money, I told him. How about you, Pete? I don't need it either. I don't even want it. Okay, fine, Fudge said. Then I'll just get a bag for me. While Dad was paying, Fudge tore around the shop. How about this tie? He shouted. I have to have this tie. Mom, can I please have this money tie? Mom hustled over to him. What are you going to do with a tie? Wear it, Fudge said. Please, Mom. Pretty, please, with pistachio nuts on top. All right, Mom gave in, but that's it. What about Tootsie, Fudge said. Tootsie doesn't need anything from this shop, Mom said. She doesn't understand about money. Yet, Fudge said. Then he took up again, laughing like a lunatic. I turned to Mom and Dad. So, you think he's cured now? They looked at me like I was the lunatic. Then Dad said, let's just get out of here. While we were collecting our things, Fudge raced back across the gift shop. Dad, he said, that guy is staring you out. What guy? Dad asked. That one, Fudge said, pointing across the shop. Don't point, Mom told Fudge. It's not polite. Then how will Dad know which guy I mean? Good question, I said. It is pretty crowded in here. Peter, please, Mom said, shaking her head. Then she turned to Fudge. You can describe him instead of pointing. Okay, Fudge said. That guy who kind of looks like you is staring you out, Dad. It's not staring you out, I told Fudge for the 20th time at least. It's staring at you. Now, some guy came across the room and walked right up to Dad. He was big, taller and heavier than Dad. His voice boomed through the room. You have the Hatcher jaw and the Hatcher eyes, and if I didn't know better, I'd swear you must be a Hatcher. He stuck out his hand and introduced himself. Howard Hatcher of Honolulu, Hawaii. For a minute, Dad looked blank. Then he did a double take. No, he said. It can't be. Are you telling me you're Cousin Howie Hatcher? None other, and you're Cousin Tubby, aren't you? Cousin Tubby, Fudge said. I was thinking exactly the same thing, but I don't always say what I'm thinking the way Fudge does. I'm known as Warren now, Dad told Cousin Howie. Cousin Howie gave Dad a friendly punch in the shoulder. Lost a few pounds since we last met, huh? You were a real butterball in those days, he laughed. A big tub of lard. Dad sucked in his gut and stood up really straight. You got to work out, Tub, Howie said, sticking his finger in Dad's gut, like Dad was the Pillsbury Doughboy. I do work out, Howie. Dad got a funny look on his face then, like he suddenly wished he'd told this guy he must be mistaken, like he had no long-lost cousin named Howie. Well, maybe you got to work harder, Cousin Howie said. Maybe run a marathon or two. That struck me as weird, because Dad was a lot less flabby looking than Cousin Howie, who had shifted his focus to Fudge and me. I stood up straight, shoulders back, stomach tight. See, that's why we used to call him Tubby, Cousin Howard said, as if we didn't get it by now. So, Tub, these handsome boys belong to you? Dad said. Yes, this is my family, my wife Anne. Cousin Howie kissed Mom's hand. So you're the little lady who stole Tubby's heart. Mom looked like she might puke. And these are my sons, Dad said, Peter and Fudge. Fudge, Cousin Howie said. Now there's a name. Actually, it's Farley Drexel, Dad said. We just call him Fudge. Fudge, Carly said. Sorry. I goofed it up. Sorry, friends. Farley Drexel. Cousin Howie's voice was so loud I backed away. What a coincidence. Fudge pulled me aside. What's a coincidence, he asked. It's like when something just happened, something you didn't expect. Well, we didn't expect Cousin Howie, did we? No, I told him, we definitely didn't expect Cousin Howie, but he's more of a surprise than a coincidence. Cousin Howie wasn't alone. He introduced us to his wife, Eudora, a chunky woman with freckles, a doll's mouth, and straw-colored hair. Sweetheart, he said, I want you to meet my long-lost cousin, Tubby Hatcher. Warren, Dad said with a tight smile on his face. Right you are, Cousin Howie said. You keep reminding me and eventually I'll remember. Dad took a deep breath while Eudora gushed. I have heard so much about you over the years, Tubby. Warren, Dad said again. My name is Warren. Oh, of course, she said, laughing. You wouldn't go by your boyhead nickname anymore now, would you? I mean, imagine a grown man called Tubby. That would be embarrassing, wouldn't it? Actually, Dad told her, Howie is the only person who ever called me Tubby. Is that right? Howie said, and I always thought everybody called you Tubby. Eudora smiled sweetly and told Dad, What a shame you lost touch when Howie's family moved to Hawaii. I know how much Howie's missed you. After that, she took Mom's hand and said, I feel as if we're personally connected, don't you? Before Mom had a chance to answer, before she could say, Why no, I don't feel personally connected at all. Why would anyone in her right mind feel personally connected to you and Cousin Howie? Eudora gushed, This is just so wonderful. We didn't think we had any family left, and to find you this way, out of the blue. She pulled Mom close and hugged her until Mom was practically gasping for breath. Mom looked to Dad for guidance when suddenly Fudge said, It's a real coincidence. Eudora looked surprised. Why, yes, it is. It is a real coincidence. I thought it was a pretty weird coincidence since Dad's never mentioned anything about a Cousin Howie to us. And there were still more family members to meet. Eudora whistled, and 2 girls about my age came over. Boys, she said to Fudge and me, meet your long-lost cousins, Flora and Fauna Hatcher. They're named for the natural beauty of our islands. And that's just what we call them, our natural beauties. Fudge laughed. It came out sounding like a big hiccup. I gave him an elbow and he covered his mouth with his hand. Isn't he the one who told me we don't laugh at people's names? Not that I didn't feel like laughing over Flora and Fauna, too, but I was into proving I could control myself. It was part of my new 7th grade maturity. Eudora went back to talking with Mom and Dad, leaving Fudge and me with the natural beauties.